welcome to this week's MOTO Show. Myself, Ray Chuss, and Julian Challis.
Thank you. Filmed in the afternoon for a change.
Do you know what?
The sun's out.
Sun's shining, daytime, makes a difference, doesn't it?
Really nice.
Feel healthy.
Could be the way. Could be the way
I had a bit
forward.
sunburnt yesterday.
You've got terrible lines there. And I have to say, it is lucky this production is not in scratch and sniff, because just before the show, Ray goes, "Oh, I've got terrible indigestion from that meal last night."
Oh,
really. If my eyes start watering, it's just because it isn't the freshest. It might be fresh outside.
It's a cloud floating around the room.
Yeah, I know. It's like a poison gas. Dirty boy.
Well, we got a packed show again, stacked out, lots of things to talk about. Supercross, Maxis, World Championship.
Yeah, apologies we didn't make it last week. Ray was stacked out with stuff, so I did turn up, but with me.
You did actually. It was like
theatrical slap up on, ready to go.
It's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, I didn't look at the text. We planned it. And
Have you had the text this morning?
No. Well, I've been in the garage fiddling with stuff.
I sent you another text about the lowdown.
Oh, yeah, I've had that. I thought, yeah, cheeky sod. How dare he? I'll come tomorrow. I'll write it on Monday night. Thank you very much. So apologies particularly to our biggest fan, Barry Maunders, who missed it. Hi, Barry.
I don't think Barry's our biggest fan. We've got bigger fans than Barry.
You upset him now? You're my favourite fan, Barry.
Yeah, Baz. Right, this weekend, as I said, it was a stacked weekend, Supercross, obviously, and Maxis British Championship. We'll chat about that later. And also, this weekend, Red Bull X Fighters, Mexico City.
I would love to go to that.
Yeah, we'll play the video as we're talking over the top. What a fantastic, absolutely chock-a-block.
Yeah, it's such
fanatical.
a good night. Yeah, I mean, when they do it over there in the South American countries, they are just absolutely mad for it. I don't think, obviously it came to London, it did Battersea and whatever. I think it was drizzling in Battersea and stuff like that.
But it was still very good.
But over in South America, they are just absolutely potty for it, and they put on such a good show.
Yeah,
really
the show is amazing. Levi Sherwood won it, so fair play to him. But the whole atmosphere, the crowd just dress up and go crazy, and
yeah. Really up for it.
Just insane. And so it'd be really nice if they did say it could come back to the UK, but in the summer they're concerned about the weather. Yeah. And they need it outdoors.
It's a different as with British Supercross. Yeah. It needs to be in a stadium, and in a stadium in the summer it's being used for football. It's really quite tricky, and nobody wants to convert it over to that. But it'd be great to see it in a covered stadium, and we didn't get the support though.
No.
That's
I think on the Supercross.
No, for X Fight.
No, you can't, because they do it in sort of cool places, don't they?
Yeah.
So the power station at Battersea was perfect, because it's a really cool place.
When they put it in bull rings, that's just superb for it, isn't it, really? And they're hurtling through the tunnels out into the things in the middle. Yeah. Really good.
Amazing. But, so congrats to Levi Sherwood for doing your backflips and all those tricky type things.
Because they do everything upside down. They used to do the right way up now, don't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Plus they do it on the side next year. It's all on the side like that.
Yeah, on the side. Injuries over the last couple of weeks. Some pretty devastating injuries, really, for Tommy Searle. Injured in Thailand.
Yep.
Season looks like, he's 6 weeks minimum.
Yeah, I mean, that means the season is screwed, really, missing that many at the start. He'll obviously, if he comes back...
He's going to miss Brazil.
Yeah.
And he could miss... the Italian
Arco de Trentino, yeah. And then
round.
Potentially Bulgaria afterwards.
Yeah. So he could be back for Valkenswaard.
Yeah.
It should be
Saturday Veg German affair.
Yes.
We've got the Valkenswaard.
In my German accent.
Yes.
The Germans.
It's not even in Germany, is it? Why did you say it in a German accent?
I don't know. We've had some emails battering around the office this morning from our German colleagues, showing us their pictures from the Cologne
outside bar.
I was going to say Cologne Carnival.
Yeah, looks good.
And there was a few un-PC comments, which we won't comment.
Yeah, but very nice one, a busty in a cowboy hat.
Looking rather
rather metrosexual, I'd say. Yeah. But, straight out of the Village People, I think, in that one.
Yeah, so, those guys are enjoying it. But going back to Tommy, yes, and... so what do you think? What do you think's going to happen now? It's just another season of him...
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll hopefully won't come back too early and threaten an injury there, because luckily it wasn't the wrist. I think it's just above the wrist. But I think probably, although he doubtless doesn't feel particularly lucky, actually it not being within the wrist, I think it's probably fortunate for him. It has a better chance of healing up better. But you don't want to rush it back too early and do a couple of GPs and then find out you've got to go for more plating and bolting and stuff like that. We've seen it far too often of people rushing back too early. At the end of the day, yes, it's good to please your sponsors, but you've got to think of the rest of your career. If you come back too early on your wrist, you will bugger it again, and that's really career threatening.
Yeah, it's his radius, wasn't it? Which is the arm as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so all the best to Tommy, and hope to see you back. But as you said, there's no rush now.
Not really.
No, it's pointless rushing back. Just trying to get back for a couple of races.
With the best will in the world, it would have been unusual if he was threatening at the top end, threatening Cairoli.
Yeah.
But we don't know that because it's not going to happen now.
No.
So really bad to see yet another injury. And again, talking about people coming back early and injuring themselves and keep coming back, we see Bobrechev's out for an accident for an operation again on his wrist.
Yeah.
He had that problem. Remember when we went to Valkenswaard, not last year, the year before.
Come back.
He came back really and then injured it, and you can see the frustration on Roger Harvey's first time out. And he just seems a guy that picks up those niggling injuries, and they go on and on and on. For all the form that he showed when he was British champion for that 1 year, came in unexpectedly as an unknown and absolutely beasted the championship.
Yep.
He's failed to get back to anywhere near like the form because it's been injury after injury. God knows, if he can actually stay injury free and start the season without injuries, he would be in a position to be challenging for the podium each time round. But it just seems there's something in the background, either just going into an injury or just coming out of an injury.
I think we mentioned on the last show, next year, obviously with the massive switch up from the MX2, lots and lots of riders coming up.
Yeah.
The rides are going to be few and far between.
It's not going to be the season to be picking up injuries. No. It means you can't show how good you could be.
If you haven't got a 2-year contract and you're not performing,
especially as on Honda's side, Honda are wanting to step it up. HRC are involved now. They've got some seriously tricked bikes coming into it, but they're going to want to do that with riders who can get there to the top. And if you are injury prone, in the best line on your CV, is it really?
No, you need to have this year you need to prove it to keep your spot, I think, because these young MX2 guys, they're going to be hungry for it, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And probably cheaper, I have to say.
And cheaper, which is, always a weird one. But, that's the sort of the news for the time being. We're going on from injuries to something which helps you guys out. If you haven't already seen it, it's Leah, our new fitness guru.
Yep.
Similar to, what was a good woman on Good Morning Britain?
Mad Lizzie?
Mad Lizzie. Was it Mad Lizzie? The Green Goddess?
The Green Goddess. Now, my dad was at school with the Green Goddess.
Was he?
Yeah, in another life, she could have been my mum.
Son of the Green Goddess. Anyway, we're going to play the fitness video. It's the first one of our webisodes, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Leah's Fitbits. Today we're going to be looking at a lunge with a trunk rotation. Now there are a few variations of this exercise, but today I'm just going to be using one barbell. It's going to be over the shoulders. So this exercise will include using the legs, especially those quads, and as well using those obliques. So included in our core area, our obliques are on the side. So we're going to be doing that nice trunk rotation. So repetitions for this exercise. We're going to be doing about 3 sets of 10. So we're going to be doing 5 rotations to either side of the body. So the key in this exercise is to think about that balance. If the balance is off, the exercise isn't going to be performed efficiently, and that's what we need. So with the bar on the shoulders, just going to have the arms in a nice position where you feel comfortable. We're going to take 1 step forward. Now when you're dropping down into this lunge position, make sure that knee stays directly above that ankle. Okay? So if you need to take that foot further in front, if that knee overshoots the ankle, then do so. We're going to drop down and we're going to rotate towards that knee. Coming back to the center, pushing ourselves back up, changing legs, and again, dropping down so that knee's almost on the floor, rotating round, looking forward the whole time. So remember, when doing this one, again, we're using that core. Think about tightening that core. Squeeze it in. Good job. Always looking into the distance. Making sure that head stays in line with that spine in a nice straight alignment.
Okay, we're back. Good video, that.
I don't like this. You swapped us around.
We swapped. I just thought we'd change it up. We've changed a little bit of...
But it's like Deck and Ant now, isn't it? It's got to go the other way around.
I don't know. I don't know. Because I find myself turning like that.
Yeah.
To you all the time.
Yeah, but you might have a best side. I might have a best side. This might not be my best side. That might be my best side now. I feel
anyway, did you... Julian spent 10 minutes changing the Tomac shirt.
Memories of his Californian trip.
DeSalle shirt.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to win one?
He won't get sent it anyway.
Well, that's got to be given again.
Yeah, because nobody bothered contacting on that one.
No.
That's a really nice shirt, isn't it?
Yeah,
it'd be awful if it was cold because it's super ventilated.
Yeah, proper
and
factory shirt and Tomac's shirt from last year.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And talking of competition winners, DJ Link.
Yeah. Got his name?
Now, actually, Ray did this just before. We would say he did it a middle week, but actually, we better come up with the winner, and the name is...
Andrew Slaughter.
Well done, Andrew. We've won the Earth Mover, and what's the other one called? Slip and Slide or something? Hey, hang on. Earth Mover and Mudslider. Please don't Google those. You may come up with
You've
entries.
won them, Andrew. We'll send you an email, and you send back where we need to send them, and they should get to you by Christmas.
Yep, and you'll have the smartest duck in the paddock.
Yeah, a clean duck.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Duck Smart for them.
We talked about injuries before the break, and we always had live injury updates. Chief tester...
We did. We'll put the picture up now so you can see.
Dave Willett, who will test anything anywhere, as it seems to be testing the floor at the moment, and is skidded along it to test it for abrasion resistance. And it seems the floor is better than his arms at abrasion resistance.
It looks nasty. Dave, hope we're all right.
Dear.
Live update from the tester. Today I think Ben's gone riding and Ryan, our designer's gone riding.
Yes, that's true. Park Gate, they said.
Yeah, Park Gate. Yeah. But unlucky Dave.
Very unlucky. Yeah.
But there you go. But
double hard though. He's just like showing the picture. Yeah, like that.
Leah's good video.
Yeah. Have you been doing that in the office? Because I know you're mad for your fitness.
Lunge rotation.
Doesn't bear thinking about.
No, in my lycra.
No, stop.
Anyway, Thailand. This brings us into Thailand nicely. Not sure how, but
lunging in Thailand. I'm sure there's people done a certain amount of lunging in all directions.
I've seen a few photographs from Thailand.
Yeah. I did laugh at the picture of that tuk-tuk on its side that they managed to turn over.
But there's a few worse ones than that flying around.
Yeah. Talking to people, it's like it wasn't quite as exciting. Last year it was all new and exciting. We've got a GP over there. This year it's like, all right, we're here. It's really really quite hot. They didn't have the rain, did they? But the humidity was absolutely insane, ridiculous, wasn't it? They were having to do ice baths and all kinds of stuff to cool themselves down. And I think probably the most noticeable thing that was a problem that they had with the fuel.
We had an interesting. Who did we talk to yesterday at the Maxis about that? And they broke it down pretty well, didn't they?
It was Roger McGee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, the Japanese bikes have a sensor within the fuel injectors which cuts out at 35 degrees and goes into vapor lock.
KTM don't.
So that's why the KTMs were doing okay on it. But it must be said, for the guys who knew that they were having that problem they didn't know until the race, because in practice it hadn't come, because it hadn't been getting that much hot.
Steve Dixon changed his, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, they had all the spec beforehand. The spec was FIM spec. They'd been told what it was going to be there. And it seemed from the press release that even the conventional fuel that they would have had the same issues, it just being so hot. If you consider the relative humidity over there, it was absolutely roastingly hot. Yeah. And then if you look at the Japanese bikes, particularly the Kawasaki's, the tank is so close to the top of the head, it's got to be so hot in there in the humid conditions over there.
There was talk of, was it Gautier struggling to sit on his bike? Yeah, because it was so hot.
It was roasting his nether region, and yet he was still busting that enormous jump. But each time he was coming up a little bit shorter. Now, personally, and I think it's probably something that both Hurlings and Cairoli did. Not comparing myself to them. However, they weren't doing the big quad, because of the fact there's actually, if there's problems with fueling, what you want to be doing is relying on that fueling to fly 140 foot through the air. Yeah. But Palan was still doing it, but Cairoli got the win. So
Tommy did it as well.
Yeah.
His bike stopped, so say.
Yeah. But lots of issues with it. But I think it's
amazing with the Tommy crash. There was no footage.
No. bizarre that nobody was filming him at the time. I mean, straight away you think, oh, well, there must be something.
But the Ustream, because they do wider shots and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Put it into Google and there's nothing.
We have got photographs though, which are in the next magazine.
Nice. Scoop.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But saying that, I mean, the thing is about that accident with him having, does it just seem to you that there seems to be this season more incidents of forks failing? Possibly. There's just quite a few, wasn't there? Really. Yeah. There was the Landrake. There was a linkage gone that disappeared at the weekend, but there was another incident of forks actually going awry, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there was the MDRD Honda with Alfie Smith.
Yeah,
there's a picture on. I'll put it up now actually. And his bike was pretty much.
Well, that was a back end.
Custom.
I did say to Chamberlain.
You didn't get it first.
Oh, he did actually. No, he was okay with it. He was like West Coast chop. Then turned it into because it was like that. Looked like Ricky Carmichael's bike, to be honest.
Thankfully, Alfie was all right.
Yeah.
Must have went as he landed, sort of thing.
Yeah. But back to Thailand, the results as you kind of expected. Back to form, hurling straight on it, and Cairoli as well. Did really well on it. But the standout performance, and he got our rider of the week for it, was Anstey. Yeah. You know, he'd come up giving it a bit of a.
I think it could have been a good bit of banter as well.
Yeah,
to be honest.
But he bigged up his chances.
He did big up his chances, but
But in fairness to
Hurlings took it as a joke because he did say afterwards.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's not meant to be. You're rubbish. I'm better than you. I'm gonna. But it was a touch of like I am as I used to beat him. I can still do it.
Beating somebody at 10 years old is completely. I might have beat the hell out of Lennox Lewis when he was at school at 10 years old.
Yeah. Were you at school with Lennox Lewis?
Yeah. No. But do you know what I mean? Yeah. That ain't happening.
No, I was in the under-10s rugby team, and I was superb at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, with my skull cap on and everything like that.
Conkers. Nobody could beat me at Conkers. Now I couldn't even see the bloody thing. In fact, where's my glasses?
No, go on, have you? Camera's over there, mate.
Oh dear, but no, it's at the end of the day.
Anstey came away with a good result. I mean, obviously the fact that the first round in Qatar, Katie came away with no results to speak of, it is really quite difficult. So he can't get back up there. It would be nice to know nice to think he could challenge for it, but of course missing 2 races without points, it's going to make it hard to get up there.
Well, he could be challenging for a second spot as well. Well, you don't know anything, can I? It's only 2 rounds.
It looks like Ferrandis is going to be the guy who's there or thereabouts, isn't he?
Lupino is another one, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's not the orange domination at the top as it was last year, which is probably good to see for everybody apart from KTM, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
Fevre is quite good as well, isn't he? On his Husky.
Rattray's already out, isn't he, for a few rounds as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the best for Husky, but there we go.
The story that wasn't really.
Yeah, it's a strange one, really, because it's expecting a lot. They got two solid riders in Rattray and Todd Waters. Yeah, but Todd actually did quite well, to be fair.
Yeah, but they're not going to come away with a lot this year, are they? Really?
No, I think it's a building platform, isn't it?
It was quite noticeable at the weekend, the Maxis, although there's been quite a hoo-ha about the Huskies there. There weren't many out on the track, were there?
No, not too many.
Who's bought them, I don't know, but they weren't Maxis riders.
No, there weren't too many. But no, overall, so far the first 2 rounds of the World Championship, very good.
Yeah, Sean seemed happy with what he'd done. We spoke to him at Landrake, and although he was probably right that the results didn't show he did as well as he had, which is a tough one, but you can see what he's saying. He was doing well, and that whole shot, he said, psychologically, superb for him. Yeah. Really.
And Jake, I spoke to Jake in the garage when we were sort of filling up with petrol. Yeah. After the McDonald's. Yeah. Which made me very ill.
Which is the cause of the poison gas.
Yeah. And he said he's rest this week and get some more treatment on his back injury. Yeah. Rest up and then fly to Brazil, and he should be. He won't be far off, I don't think. No, then
he was good. He was good at the weekend.
He was fast. Good. That first race, he was fast.
Yeah, definitely. And anyway, we're going ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So as I said, GP's next one is Brazil.
Yep, and then back to the mainland.
Back to Europe then, as such.
Which would be nice to see because it means some of the European fans can actually get to see them
without. You're going to Italy, aren't you?
I am. Yes.
I'm not going.
No, where you go?
Fat Cats.
Yeah, lovely. Doncaster or Arco di Trentino.
Oh God. Okay. Okay, so
you're filming your phone like a bloody teenager there. What are you doing? Facebook with your mates? You on Bebo? You on Bebo, MySpace, something like that?
The thing is, it's daytime.
Yeah.
So there's all texts and all sorts coming through.
Right. You could have turned it off, couldn't you?
Well, I could have, but we got a stopwatch on.
Yeah, well, you're a teenager.
But so what we're going to do, we're going to run the new 4 Flux Martin Davalos kit.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
4 Flux.
4 Flux.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful saying
that. Yeah, definitely. He was okay at the weekend, wasn't he? We haven't talked about much about the Supercross, have we?
No.
When are we doing that?
Oh, we'll just quickly skip over it.
Okay.
Good to see Stuart winning again, and Cincerello.
Yeah.
There was a really good piece about Pete Fox, who was the CEO of Fox. Well, he was the owner of Fox.
Yeah.
He tweeted about the riders, their PR after their podium speak.
Yeah.
And basically they get asked a sensible question, and then they go off in tangents about their bloody sponsors.
Yeah.
And he says it's getting a bit of a joke, really, basically.
Yeah.
But we said about this so many times, and the Americans haven't said, and then all of a sudden, a big player in the sport, which is Pete Fox, has said something, then everyone else is getting on the bandwagon.
I know it's ridiculous that you just get. They don't want to hear. I'd like to thank. It's great for the but they know
the Jenny Taft, or it was Erin Bates at the time, or whatever, asked a question, sensible question, and then they go, "I want to." They don't even recognise what she's just said.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, you want to hear.
And as Pete Fox said, it doesn't happen in any other sport.
No, absolutely not. You don't.
Imagine interviewing a footballer or a rugby player.
Yeah, you wouldn't looking down your shirt. I'd like to thank Wonga.com, would you? It's just like that's the commercial deal that's been struck. We can see you're wearing,
and that's it. They can see you're on the track. They know who you're riding for.
You've got a set of goggles conveniently set round there. You've got all your sponsors written across here. One says like, how do you think you did in that? Was this difficult? That's what she wants to hear.
The talk online is the fact that the older guys don't do it, but Adam Cincerello don't really do it. He's a bit of a character. He's got a personality.
Yeah, but he did pre-race on post-race on that last one.
Did he?
Yeah, because he said, I don't want to take all the credit myself because he thanked Mitch and he thanked the sponsors and whatever. And it's like, yeah. But I get, he's at the start of his career. At the end of the lad's only sort of 17 odd. He's bound to be thinking like, I need to, keep this gravy train running.
Yeah, but you don't need to, do you?
Yeah, I know, but difficult to know. You've probably seen people in the past, but it is a bit tricky when they go into, the sponsors and the Lord, and it's like we've not learned an awful lot about your thoughts on the race, really. No. Once you've listed some motorcycle manufacturers and the Almighty, I mean, clearly if you're religious, it's important to you, but is that something for the podium?
Well,
I'm not entirely sure.
Somebody got out there and was a Buddhist.
I don't think that would work too well in America.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
No.
I
don't know if there are any Buddhist ones. There was one who was Hare Krishna, I think.
No.
Cornel Nemeth.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think he's Hare Krishna. I think so.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a look at this Martin Davalos Flux 4 MX kit.
And he's not a Buddhist.
And we'll be back in a
second. I don't know. He could be.
Welcome back to the MOTO Show. Nice little video there from Martin Davalos and 4MX.
And nice to see we're back to Anton Deck.
And also my glasses, I can see now.
Yeah. Well,
because the other way around, if you rewind the video back, you'll see the line where I caught the sun yesterday.
Yeah. And it turns out I do have a better side, and it's this side compared to that side. Yeah, I didn't like myself on that side. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway, Maxis.
British Championship round yesterday, Landrake in Cornwall.
Stunning
weather was amazing for this time of the year.
Superb. And we can last year we were up at Fat Cat and it was snowing in the second MX2 race and it was so cold and it had been drenched and horrid. It was a thoroughly unpleasant experience first round.
Yeah.
This time round we arrived. It was so sunny in the afternoon. The track was in wonderful condition. It was like groomed perfectly. In fact, they'd been watering.
The picture on the Saturday afternoon I put up online.
Yeah.
Was just dream.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like it was mid-June or something like that.
Green, really green grass. Well, I spoke to Phil Congdon yesterday, the track owner, and I said, "Fantastic job, Phil. Well done." All the guys who worked on it.
Yeah.
Met his one of his colleagues there, who was the guy at the Nations.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he did say. Now, hopefully, you can flesh out the picture of him because.
Yeah.
There was a moment when there was a bit of a track invasion and a guy rushed onto the track and in an obscene
Mankini.
pair of
was it Mankini or a Fong?
No, it was silk pants with a G-string back. For a man, not a good look, but he was there on the top of the hill, and there was the French chicken was out there, and there were chainsaws and everything.
Up,
and he said, "Yep, that was me." It's like, right.
He said, "Thanks for the picture."
Yeah. It's like, I do recognise you now. Yeah, thank you very much. You stand up now.
Oh dear. Yeah, but so the Max's Championship first round, brilliant.
Yeah, it was superb. In fact, they showed that they overwatered it because in the first practice they got so mucky, didn't they?
And then the race itself, they were fine.
Yeah, they were. Everybody stayed really clean on it, but it did rut up badly. It rutted in really deep all over the place. I mean, they were grooming them out on certain bits on the first part of the track because it was just so fast as well.
It was quick.
But the nice thing I thought, I mean, unfortunately, the crowds weren't as good as they could have been. But if you'd gone on it I don't know much about motocross, you looked at that track and thought, actually, I could ride this. I mean, you couldn't ride anything like the speed, but it wasn't the jump heavy track
because they split. They just don't keep them at the top. They just let them they go in the middle and on the outsides as well. And it was pretty. The pictures we've got, it looks a good crowd.
Yeah.
You're never going to get thousands and thousands at a British motocross.
No, because it's not. You know, there's other things to do. We're not in the 70s and 80s anymore.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I know that shirt was there. First time
round. Jesus, that's out of order, mate.
Yeah, and now talking of this, I have to make a personal complaint to Graham Irwin. Now, normally, Mr. Irwin on here, he's normally a very polite man. Yeah. Now, because of Chuss has been losing so much weight recently.
I love Graham.
I think he's a very rude man. The effect of Chuss losing weight makes people around him look bigger. So he came up to me and said, "Hey, you're looking great. You're looking thinner." And then turned to me and said, "And you're looking fatter."
Yes! Get in!
Irwin, I wish you a plague of ants in your riding gear.
He did yesterday because he had a big old crash coming downhill.
Yeah, well, that wasn't my fault. Don't try and blame me.
That was your plague of ants in his pants.
Yeah, well, I did undo his wheel bolt after he said that.
No, that was a big crash he had, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't have the best of weekends.
No, he didn't. He went to hospital last night, cancer x-ray, but as far as I'm aware, he's okay. Just a bit of a tweak on the old ankle.
Mm. You don't expect any sympathy from me, Irwin.
No, but so Caro, highlight was just rapido.
Absolutely, yeah. In the first two races, he was just absolutely gone. It was one of those tracks that it was quite difficult to pass, and once you got out in front, you could make really good progress. As the winners of all the races did, they actually got checked out in front. But Caro, having moved down the class. It's just, he's going to be so difficult to beat. I don't think anybody really had anything for him. Yeah, Bryback got the last win, and was very good in that race.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But Mattis was pushing so hard to get there. When he got up with him, he was just going too fast and spun out on the court. He'd fallen off anyway when we lost there.
But he lost a lot of places there and it cost him dearly.
And he came up with 14 points in the last race. And bizarrely, Mattis is the happiest man in the universe. He actually looked glum after the race. No, because he should have got 3 clear wins. Yeah. But just pushing a little bit too hard. There was no need. He would have got towards the front there or thereabouts and got the overall. But he just wanted to get 3 clear wins, which is fair enough. And
Mel won it.
Yeah.
Fair play to Mel.
Yeah, he came away.
We ran some rider predictions. Now, if you go on the website, you'll find them. There's the link below. And some of them got it near enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he did well. Noir came away with some good results to get third place on the podium.
Solid,
in his turtle suit, different coloured turtle suits this year, but he's still there. Nev Bradshaw came away with fourth, and thanks to his win, Brian Mack, who'd had the first two races, weren't very good for him. He'd had some offs and some bad luck on that one. He came away with fifth, and James Dunn for sixth. He
rode well.
Yeah,
on his return to championship racing.
Yeah, there were a few guys that
Ben Watson rode well
in the second race.
Yeah, and then he had a disaster the first and the last one.
So there were a few people having a variable start on it, really. But all the usual contenders were there or thereabouts. So MX2 was good. MX1, it was great to see that Christian came back with fire in his belly. You know, not a question. I've got a championship. I'm going to go take it easy. Jake came in superb and did.
We've always said that the GP boys should set the example, and they did. To be honest, but riders like Christian and a couple of others, MX2, they rode well with the GP boys.
Yeah, Christian looked confident on it. Yeah. Jake got the win the first one, and then Sean was in third, and then the second two races, Sean was just gone. He was just well away and cleared from it.
He did say he changed the tyre after the first one to a harder compound, and he got at the start, and that was it.
Yeah.
But he said that's just you learn by that. So
he was really impressive. We'll see on the video we'll post later on. But he looks fit. He looks confident with it. He looks happy with the team.
We followed him around for the day actually, doing a video. So that'll be on later in the week.
Yeah. Bike setter was interesting. You'll see actually. I don't know whether you talked about it. I don't think we talked about it in the video, but on when you see on the bike behind him, he's got the saddle super high. It's like it's got Kenda Dyker's saddle on it.
Yeah, it's
because it's completely flat, from the rear mudguard right across the tank.
Yeah.
Which has changed his riding style a certain amount. It looked really good. Well, have we got a wasp in here? We got a fly guy.
That's a bee, isn't it? That's a big one. How the hell did that get in?
Well, the window's open because it's so bloody hot in here.
Oh, you opened the window?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. You're a bloody guest.
Well, it was like a bloody Turkish sauna in here. You sat there in your pants at your desk.
We've got some news. Is that... Can we or not?
I don't know. No, not yet.
No.
Yeah, not there yet.
All right.
Anyway, what else happened the weekend?
Is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone back out.
Jesus, he was a big...
Big B. Who else came away? Elliot got fourth, which first time out on the MX1 bike is good.
Nice little battle, Brad. Looked like they were going to smash the hell out of each other.
It did look a little bit tense between the two of them. Really, it was chopping backwards and forwards. And I understand Brad wasn't entirely happy with the arrangement. And Alex Snow got the
good ride by Alex. We're on the camera now. We've got to apologise. We had you down to do our GoPro, and guess what?
You forgot it, didn't you?
No, I didn't forget the camera. We forgot just to do it.
Well, don't look at me like we forgot. It's not the bloody royal we. Who forgot, Ray? Who forgot?
Okay, I forgot.
It was in your pocket. Ray was sporting, because of his slimline appearance, he can now sport this new funky vest he's got, which makes him, I'd have to say, he wouldn't get through security at an airport in it, because it does look, it's got so many pockets. If they were filled with explosives, You
wait until the next round when I get all my clips on there.
We've got a carabiners and all that. He's got so many pockets. He's got a camelback on the back of it.
Yeah, well, I do carry a hell of a lot of stuff.
He's got a corset built into it.
Suffering me back, so I needed it's like a body belt thing, but it's a camera one. It's really comfortable, and the vest is comfortable because it squeezes you in, so it keeps you rigid, as they say.
All day he was rigid. Oh, he loves his motocross.
Where's Ray? Oh, he looks a bit rigid.
He turned round and knocked all the drinks off the table.
So Max's round one. Hats off to everyone involved, riders, fans.
Oh, and the vets were there.
The vets were there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's who got it? Factory Phil got the win.
Phil, yeah.
Another slimline version, Brian Wheeler. He's
lost a lot of weight, yeah.
He came second, and Greg Hansen in.
Look at the size of it. Oh,
he's fighting physics, because technically, from a physics point of view, you do calculations. Bees can't fly, but they don't know that, luckily.
I don't want that after. Kill it after.
Kill it? You could just usher it out of the window.
Bloody big.
They're nice little creatures. Yeah.
Anyway, so Max is a great start. And we're next up, Ling.
Yeah.
I do like Ling. Nice journey across from Bristol. 5 hours. Thank you very much.
Yeah. What accommodation have we got? I would say really nice hotel this weekend.
We did stay in a really
nice...
Big
up to the Future Inns. Was it Tavistock or just outside that?
Plymouth, yeah. It was
huge
awesome.
rooms.
Yeah, awesome.
It was like American rooms.
The only thing that was uncomfortable was the pillows. Did you notice that?
No, were you biting them? I don't know what arrangements you'd made. So I'm hoping for something on the accommodation, something like none of that awful.
We did have a few drinks, mind, didn't we?
Yeah, I had a few.
Jesus, yeah, that was a good night. That.
You have booked up dodgy bed and breakfast where that was like somebody's house that they'd left to you, and we were sat in the lounge, weren't they?
Where is everyone? That's it.
In the wingback chairs. It's like we moved Grandma out. And there was that awful golf club. No, we'll just get some just conventional hotel, please.
Yeah, a normal hotel, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Ben said one, it was somebody's house as well. It was like, oh, this is awkward.
So, across to a 4.5 hour drive across the Ling on the 7th, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. And then, as you say, you got Italy and a few others. And then Valkenswaard, I do like my Valkenswaard trip.
Yep.
Vegas possibly, or Hangtown or whatever.
And then we can't do Vegas at the same time as Valkenswaard. It's the same weekend, isn't it?
True. So I think Adam's going to go to Vegas, possibly.
I think that's what's called pulling rank.
No, but he's going for other reasons as well, isn't he?
Yes, it just happens to coincide with
Vegas,
the final of Supercross.
I'll do Hangtown, which would be quite nice.
Yeah. Is that the first of the Nationals?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Not Hangtown, sorry, Glen Helen.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yes, so all good in the hood. Apart from that, what we got this week? Just a quiet week, really. Just doing what we do.
Yeah, not much of a weekend. I think I'm going away more European travel. I think maybe this weekend, but not necessarily following races.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I'm going to go out on my mountain bike. Kona sent me a nice brand new bike. I haven't ridden the thing yet, so I'm going to go out on that and test it.
New bicycle clips. You're going to be up Ashton Court doing the track.
No.
That's a nice.
Oh yeah, no, it's a bit wet though, isn't it?
No, there's the one around the outside of it, not the one that goes through the woods. There's one that goes through lots of bits of the top end around the golf course.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I'll have to try that then.
Yeah. So if you're up in the area and see a small man in a white cap gasping for air, that could easily be Ray.
I won't gasp for air, mate. I'm like trained.
Yeah. Have you tightened up the pedals before? And you don't want a pedal falling off and ruining your trip.
I went on a cycle 2 years ago.
That's the last time you were on a bike, wasn't it?
Yeah,
really?
Started off from my house, did 1/4 mile, pedals fell off.
That's it.
And I had to push it back. And I had to push it back past the pub.
Nice.
With everyone outside. It's not good.
I would have laughed at you.
They did laugh.
Yeah.
There was a few choice words being shouted across.
Here's Chris Hoy on the return trip.
But yeah, so all good. So until next week, as I said, we may be back next week, may not be. Depends if you're travelling the world again.
I'm not going to be coming back till Monday, I don't think.
All right, so we may there's not a lot on, so we will give it a miss this week.
No.
And then we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Cheers all.
Adios.